A very real challenge in the health and fitness coaching space is having clients that really struggle to listen to their body. There's two sides of the spectrum. Those that play it safe and they always think that they're going too hard, and those that always go too hard thinking that that's what they need to do to elicit a response. These clients may very much so benefit from a flexible training approach that requires them to actually listen to their body first thing in the morning, determine how they're feeling, and base their training day off of how they feel when they wake up. Hi, I'm Kelsey Nanini, certified strength and conditioning specialist and certified nutrition coach. I'm here to help you go from frequent gym goer to strong, confident, educated athlete. And today I'm going to help you do just that by talking through how a flexible training approach could benefit your clients that really struggle to listen to their bodies, or even benefit you if you are someone who has a very hard time actually digging deep into how you're feeling each and every day. A flexible training approach can look different depending on who you talk to, but how I do flexible training approaches for a client is I typically give them 3 training days, a high, moderate, and low volume day. Some of them do train 4 days a week, which I will also cover that option as well. So for these clients, every morning I send an auto message in Trainerize. That is the app that I use for my coaching services. And I do an auto message just so it sends first thing in the morning their time. They know it's an auto message, and then that way if they respond, I personally respond back to it. I send a message that says, on a scale of red to green, how are you feeling today? And this is the scale that I send them. So as you can see, there is a visual of green to red and descriptions next to it talking about how each color is in a feeling and which workouts they should do. So if someone's waking up in the green, they're fresh, they're energized, there's no soreness present. Typically this comes on a Monday after they've had the whole weekend to recover, or maybe it's coming off a 72-hour period of rest or more. However it may look, the green is optimal. You're just ready to go, which is why a high volume day could be super beneficial, because the high volume day is going to be the most taxing. If they wake up in the light green, that's where they would more so opt for a high or moderate day. There's an or in there because clients will never repeat the workouts. So let's say that they've already done their high volume day for the week. Well, now they're opting for the moderate volume day. In the case that they've already done both the high and the moderate day, let's say it's towards the end of the week and they're still waking up in the light green. In this case, we maybe have an optional cardio day for if they're feeling really great, they can do a cardio session. Or maybe they have that optional 4th day, which I typically program in as moderate, and they can opt for that optional 4th day. If they wake up in the yellow, this is a neutral feeling. You're not feeling absolutely amazing, best ever. You're also not feeling terrible. You're just kind of here. In this case, that is a great opportunity for the client to opt for the moderate or the low volume day, depending on what they've already done for the week. If they've already done both, maybe they go for a longer walk and they take advantage of some stretching for that day. If they wake up in the orange, they're really not feeling the best. They're also not feeling like the absolute worst. If they haven't done the low volume day yet, it's a great day for a low volume day, or just opt for a rest day. And of course, if they're in the red, always opt for a rest day. A light walk is great, maybe focusing on steps, but mostly focusing on, their nutrition, staying on point there, as that plays a huge focus in recovery, making sure they get plenty of sleep, maybe doing some stretching, some myofascial release, taking care of their body in whichever way possible in hopes that they don't wake up in another red day the next day. Which brings me to another point. When we are teaching clients how to listen to their body on a sliding scale of red to green, it's important to note that if a client is always rating themselves in the red, that's a red flag. This means that either 1, they aren't recovering well. So that may mean they're getting poor sleep, whether that's in quantity or quality or both. Maybe they aren't eating enough or prioritizing enough protein or overall nutrients. Maybe they're really stressed in their everyday life. Maybe they're training far too hard to a point where they're overstressing their muscles and it's making it a lot harder to recover from. We always want to stress our muscles just enough to elicit fatigue and elicit a response, but a response and fatigue that we can come back from. On the other hand, it may not be that they're not recovering well. It may mean that they don't actually know what RED truly is. They don't know how to distinguish normal fatigue and good fatigue from like straight up, you're overtraining, you're super fatigued, you shouldn't be training. And on the flip side of that, if they are always waking up in the green, also a red flag. This may mean that they aren't producing enough stimulus to elicit a response. They aren't pushing themselves enough in their workouts to actually grow. Or kind of the same thing as with the red, they're not being honest with themselves. They want you to think that they are just this optimal athlete. They're just the best ever, that they are never fatigued. They're just always ready to go. Or they don't want to be honest with themselves. So it's important to teach these clients and educate them on what red and green really mean and how to truly listen to their body, which is why flexible training can be such a great approach, because clients actually learn what it means to listen to their body. So with this, in planning your days, with a high volume day, this is typically about 2 to 3 sets, about 12 to 20, maybe more reps. Again, it is high volume, and 30 to 60 seconds of rest. For a moderate day, that's going to be about 3 to 4 sets, 6 to 12 reps, and about 45 to 90 seconds of rest. And then for your low volume day, you're getting to about 3 to 6 sets, about 1 to 6 reps, and anywhere from a minute to 3 minutes of rest. This is going to vary. This is not a one size fits all thing. Volume can look different for each client based on their experience, their training age. And so it isn't just this is exactly what to do. There may be a little bit of autonomy there. And again, as I mentioned, that is only the 3 days. So it's going to be the low, moderate, and high volume days. But let's say a client is training 4 days per week. So you would do the low, moderate, and high volume day. And then you'd also have the moderate day, which could be a fourth, required day, or a fourth day that's considered optional. On the weeks where they're feeling really great and, they wake up maybe in the yellow or higher every day, then it would be a great week to do that 4th day. I always leave it as optional, again, to give some autonomy. But in the case, let's say that you have a client who does want to train 4 days, but they're really, really stressed out. Because they're already stressed out outside of the gym, we want to moderate their training volume and their training stress as much as possible to balance it out. So in this case, their 3 required days would be 2 moderate days and a low day, or even 2 low days and a moderate day. And I would always make that 4th day as optional, and it would be the high volume day. I would instruct them that this day is only reserved for weeks that were lower in stress and where they're feeling a bit more energized and ready to go. One other nuance here is with the high volume day, it is going to take a little bit longer to recover from. So I always recommend leaving at least 48 to 72 hours between the next workout. High volume days are great for Fridays because you have, if you train in the morning, all day on Friday, all day Saturday, Sunday to recover. Or if you train in the evenings, you have all day Saturday, Sunday, and most of the day Monday to recover before your next training session. And because these are full body days, I would recommend a minimum of 24 to 48 hours in between workouts if possible. It's not going to be make or break. Because it's a full body day, we aren't over stressing any one muscle group. So it's not the end of the world if you only have 18 hours between a training session. But to ensure you're producing enough effort in your workouts, it may be best to wait that 24-hour period. And I would do so just in general with any training regimen that you have. That is what I got for a flexible training plan. What questions do you have? Is this something that you would program for your own clients? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up so I know that it was helpful for you. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one.